Have you ever found yourself tearing up during a movie, a commercial, or even just a touching story someone told you? Or maybe you know someone who seems to cry at the drop of a hat. If so, you've probably wondered, why are some people just more prone to crying than others? Is it a sign of weakness, or is there something deeper going on? Well, today we're diving deep into the fascinating psychology behind why some people cry easily. First, let's get one thing straight. Crying is a completely normal and healthy human response. It's not just about sadness. We cry when we're happy, overwhelmed, frustrated, or even when we feel a deep sense of connection. Tears are a powerful form of nonverbal communication, signaling to others that we're experiencing a strong emotion and might need support. So, if you're a frequent crier, you're not broken or overly emotional. Your body is just using a very effective tool it was born with. So, what makes one person reach for the tissues while another remains dry-eyed in the exact same situation? A big part of the answer lies in our biology and temperament. Some people are simply born with a more sensitive nervous system. This is often linked to being a highly sensitive person, or HSP. This isn't a disorder, it's a personality trait. HPs process sensory information more deeply. They notice subtleties others miss. Think of it like having the volume dial on your emotions turned up a few notches. So a beautiful piece of music or a heartfelt scene in a movie can trigger a much stronger emotional response in an HSP, leading to tears. Their brains are literally wired to be more responsive to emotional stimuli. It's not a choice. It's just how they're built. How were emotions handled in your family when you were growing up? Were you encouraged to express your feelings openly, or were you told to toughen up and stop crying? Our childhood experiences create a blueprint for how we manage emotions as adults. If you grew up in an environment where crying was accepted and met with comfort, you're more likely to see it as a natural and acceptable way to release feelings. On the other hand, if tears were shamed or ignored, you might have learned to suppress them. And they feel things both positive and negative, more intensely. Hormones also play a starring role in our teary tendencies. For instance, women generally have higher levels of prolactin, a hormone that not only promotes lactation, but is also linked to crying. This might be one reason why, on average, women tend to cry more frequently than men. Hormonal fluctuations throughout the menstrual cycle, during pregnancy, and postpartum can also increase emotional sensitivity and the likelihood of crying. It's not just a female thing, though. Men have testosterone, which can sometimes have an inhibitory effect on crying. So hormonal differences are a key piece of the puzzle. Let's talk about empathy. Are you someone who feels what others are feeling, almost as if it's happening to you? This is called high empathy, and it's a huge predictor of crying. Empathetic people have a remarkable ability to put themselves in someone else's shoes. When they see someone suffering or experiencing immense joy, their mirror neurons fire up, creating a shared emotional experience. This can be overwhelming, and tears are a natural release valve. So if you cry during the news or when a friend is going through a tough time, it's a sign of your deep capacity for connection and compassion. It's a beautiful trait, even if it means you go through a lot of tissues. When we go through difficult events and don't fully process the emotions associated with them, those feelings get stored in our bodies. Later on, something seemingly minor can act as a trigger, bringing all those stored-up emotions to the surface. In these cases, crying can be a powerful and necessary part of the healing process, allowing the body to finally release what it's been holding onto. If you find yourself crying frequently and suspect it might be linked to past trauma, it can be incredibly helpful to talk to a therapist who can guide you through that healing journey. And let's not forget about stress and exhaustion. Think about the last time you were completely worn out or stressed to the max. Were you more likely to get teary? Absolutely. When our bodies are under chronic stress, our cortisol levels are high and our emotional regulation system gets depleted. We have less capacity to manage our feelings, and our emotional walls become thinner. It's like trying to run a marathon with no training. You're going to hit a wall. In this state, even a small frustration like spilling your coffee or getting stuck in traffic can feel like the end of the world and bring on the waterworks. It's a critical signal to slow down and practice some self-care. So, what can you do if you feel like you cry too much, or if it's causing you distress? First, reframe your perspective. Crying isn't a flaw. It's a biological function that serves a purpose. Instead of fighting it, try to understand what your tears are telling you. Are you overwhelmed? Sad? Touched? Identifying the underlying emotion can help you address the root cause. Practicing mindfulness and self-awareness can be incredibly useful. By checking in with yourself throughout the day, you can notice when your emotional cup is getting full before it overflows. This gives you a chance to take a walk, listen to some calming music, or talk to a friend. It's also important to create a life that honors your sensitivity. If you know that certain types of movies or news stories are deeply upsetting, it's okay to limit your exposure. It's about managing your emotional energy wisely. Surround yourself with people who understand and accept your emotional nature, who won't judge you for shedding a few tears. And finally, if your crying feels uncontrollable or is accompanied by other symptoms of depression or anxiety, please don't hesitate to seek professional help. A therapist can provide you with tools and support to navigate your emotions in a healthy way. In the end, being someone who cries easily is often a sign of being deeply in touch with your emotions. It's a reflection of a heart that is open to the world in all its beauty and its pain. Let them flow. It might just be exactly what your mind and body need. Thanks so much for watching and exploring this with me today. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more deep dives into the psychology of our everyday lives. See you in the next one.